creative financing is weird. Like, let's be real. It's weird. Most people don't know about it, and agents certainly don't know about it. So in order to get their minds open to it, you have to make sure that there's no other options on the table.
I get it. I think the main thing for me is like, because I'm targeting just like these on-market listings. If I don't send an offer, and it's just really my lack of just experience and being able to keep them on the phone, I feel like I can't, peel back the onion unless I have an offer in front of them.
All right. So how can I help you on this deal?
It's a conventional loan at 2.8 interest. His estimated payment is $2,033.
Is that with taxes and insurance?
Yes.
Okay. PITI is $2,033. Okay. And what's the balance?
The balance is $475,915.
So $475,950 divided by 0.9 would be $528. So if he sells it for $528, it's a break even, which is why it's not going below that, but it's only been listed since July 8th. Did the agent tell you what the lowest price he'd be willing to take is?
No, to be honest, I just led with the subject to our hybrid offer.
Got it. That's your problem. So first things first, like, you can't just lead with creative. You can't do that, especially for listed properties. It's going to get you nowhere. You're going to waste a lot of time and spin your wheels. The other thing is you need to anchor to a low price, right? So have you heard the term cash terms are last?
Yes.
Take that to heart. Like, that is legit. It's not just a catchy saying, and it's not just meaning make a cash offer before you go creative. It's like, start with your low cash offer, and then when they say no to that, then you try to get them to negotiate their number down. Then you come up with a slightly higher low ball cash offer. Then they say no to that. Then you try to get them to negotiate lower, right? And then you come up with a slightly higher low ball cash offer, but you're still way lower than what they're willing to accept. And the whole goal behind that is because you get them to reduce their price $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 from their asking price. In this case, their asking price is $535. Maybe you get them down to $485, right? Or $490. Then you come in with, man, it doesn't sound like a cash offer is going to make sense here. I'm just curious. We do buy homes a number of different ways. If I could come up to your number, and your number now is $495 or $490, whatever it is, right? Would you be open to terms? It's like, oh, if you can come up to my number, like, what do you mean by terms, right? Now we have a discussion, but now we're anchored to a lower price, right? And that lower price is going to realistically free up cash flow for you. So this doesn't matter whether you're talking to an agent or a seller, right? Let's say it's a $30,000 reduction you get in their price at 8% interest only payments. That's $200 a month that you just knocked off of your monthly payment. So if you're looking at a long-term rental, you only have $300 in cash flow before paying that interest only loan. Well, now you only have $100. This is where you make your money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, realistically, like, especially for a property that's only been listed since the 8th, it hasn't even been a full month yet. They're more than likely going to exhaust all other options first. So you want to clear the deck of all other options, right? One of those options being a low cash offer. So you're not trying to get them to say no to your cash offer. You're trying to get them to say no to low cash offers. If they think that a cash offer is an option, they will not go with your creative deal.
That makes sense.
So by coming in with a low cash offer, you're like, hey, look, this is just where investors are going to need to be at cash, because rental financing rates are 10% plus I've got fees, plus I've got all these other things, right? So in order for me to make money, I need to buy it at this lower number. In order for any investor to make money as a cash purchase, they need to be buying it at this number. Like, is there any world in which you would accept $400,000 for this house? No? Okay, got it. So it sounds like a cash offer is not an option for you. Am I wrong about that? Nope, you're not wrong about that. Okay, got it. And as far as a listing where you have it listed right now, or like if I'm talking directly to a seller, like, okay, and as far as a listing, if you listed it, what do you think you would list it for? Oh, $535. Okay, so after realtor commissions and closing costs, you're going to walk away with about $480, maybe a little bit less. I mean, is that even an option for you? Well, I mean, I might be able to do that, but like, we actually already tried to list it and we couldn't find buyers. Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that. Yeah, I mean, nobody made offers. We just got low offers. Oh, how low? Yeah, like $415. Got it. Okay. So why don't you just rent it? Well, we did rent it. Okay. Why don't you keep renting it? Here's why we don't want to rent it. Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that. I don't care the more about it, right? Like I don't need to know more about it. What I need to have happen is I need them to care about all the more reasons why they don't want to rent it. And I need them to tell me all the problems with renting it and the challenges and the obstacles and the pain that is involved with that. Because as they're telling that to me, they're also telling that to themselves and selling themselves on why renting it is not an option. So you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, it's just getting them to realize, right, what's the root of the problem, or like why they're selling.
Not even the root of the problem, but getting them to sell themselves off of cash, listing, and renting. If all of those are no longer on the table, then what is on the table?
Creative.
Exactly, right? So I got to clear the deck. Creative financing is weird. Most people don't know about it, and agents certainly don't know about it. So in order to get their minds open to it, you have to make sure that there's no other options on the table.
I get it. I think the main thing for me is like, because I'm targeting just like these on-market listings. If I don't send an offer, and it's just really my lack of just experience and being able to keep them on the phone, I feel like I can't, peel back the onion unless I have an offer in front of them, right? So I like to lead with the offer, but it makes total sense.
That's a limiting belief because like I hardly ever send offers to agents. Like when I'm talking to them, like I want the information and I'll ask them like, hey, like just out of curiosity, what's the highest offer that you got that your seller turned down? So now I know like, okay, well, they're not willing to go that low. I mean, was that guy even close? Like, did they even counter that offer or did they just flat out reject it? Oh, well, they countered it. Oh, how much did they counter it at? Well, I can't tell you that. Okay. I mean, like, were they like a lot higher or were they like, we just want like $10,000 or $15,000 more? Like, I'm just trying to save your time, man. Like, I know you're busy. You got a lot of listings. You got a lot of other people to be talking to. Like, so I just want to see, are we even in the same ballpark? Because if not, that's okay. Maybe we can't do business on this deal. We can stay in contact for future deals. But like, let's cut through all the BS and save each other's time. We're all here to make money, right? So like, let's see how we can make money together and get your seller taken care of. I'll call them on three-way and then you just listen in. Hello.
What is this call about?
Are you an agent listing properties?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Is now a bad time for you to talk?
Can I call you in like 10 minutes, please?
Yeah. Give me a call. I may or may not be available in 10 minutes, but yeah, give me a shout.
Thank you.
All right. See you. This guy doesn't sound too scary.
He's not friendly.
Oh, he wasn't unfriendly.
I would love to hear the conversation if, when you do call him back or if he calls you back, because he got very defensive. And like I said, where I went wrong is I was just matching the energy. At first, I was like trying to de-escalate it and, build rapport. And I just felt like it wasn't going anywhere. So I was like, dude.
Yeah. Just keep in mind, right? Like, so there's different ways to de-escalate, right? And so like the challenge that a lot of people have is they try to overcome the objections. And like when things are getting escalated, overcoming the objections is not the goal. Right? The goal is to make them feel like wildly crazy for being so animated.
What would be like an example?
I would just get more calm. I would slow down more. I would let them verbally vomit whatever they've got. And then I would just agree with them, whatever it is that they're going on and on about, right? It's like a baby, man. Like, babies want to throw a tantrum and most often parents just grab them and they're like, oh, come on. And they just keep throwing tantrum. It's like, let them sit in the corner and cry themselves to sleep. Most people that get angry, like they can't just go on this like perpetual rant being super angry. Eventually they'll wear themselves out. And so I'll just listen like, oh, interesting. Tell me more about that. I'm curious. It sounds like you've had some bad experiences. Hey, I totally get where you're coming from. Like I'd probably feel very similar to you in a situation like this.
Right.
Like counselors don't tell you the solution to your problems. They just ask you questions.
It's just, this guy was like so quick to like get off the phone and I was trying to keep him on. And then it seemed like the only way he being kept on the phone is just by him talking about how stupid I sound or this is like.
So then what you do is you in a very nice way, you make them feel stupid, right? Was he saying anything about like the transaction? Like this sounds like a scam, right? That's what he was saying?
Right.
Like, oh, interesting. So sounds to me more like your broker hasn't educated you on a totally legitimate process. I'm curious, when's the last time you looked at a HUD statement? What do you mean? I look at them all the time. Like, oh, interesting. Okay, so tell me about line 503. Do you know what it says? I mean, you look at them all the time, right? Educate them like, well, I get it. You've never heard of this, right? But just because I've never heard of something, does that mean it doesn't exist and is a scam? Or does it just mean that, there's something that I don't know?
Exactly.
Probably means there's something you don't know, right? And, again, I'm not trying to get over on you or anything like that. But if you'd like to know what line 503 says, line 503, it falls underneath section 500, right? 500, anywhere from 501 to 509, which basically talks about reductions in amount due to seller based on any type of financing, right? So excess deposit is 501, settlement charges the seller is 502, existing loans taken subject to is 503. Now, it would make sense that you might not know what that is if you've never performed a subject to transaction, and that's okay. A lot of agents haven't. I'm really impressed with you because you're actually on the phone having a conversation with me about subject to transactions, whereas many of your agents, quite frankly, they make the industry look bad because they're not even open-minded to discussing, totally legal and viable options for their sellers to actually sell their property. But you are. Congratulations to you. Good job, man. Now I'm massaging his ego. You're an awesome agent because you're actually willing to have this discussion. Sometimes you just got to make them feel good,
I asked him and this was, it really 100% had to do with the tone of my voice, but I was like, have you done a subject to a wrap transaction before? He's like, yeah, look at my record, look at my track history. I was like, oh, okay. And then he just proceeded to be like, yeah, so you submit that offer through the California real estate form and we'll talk.
So there's a difference between asking a question and questioning someone.
I definitely questioned him.
That's where the energy and the reaction comes up. Trust me, I deal with this with my wife all the time, right? She'll be like, oh, I can't even ask you any questions. It's no, you can ask me all the questions you want. It's just when you question me, I get defensive because now I feel like I'm on trial, I'm on the stand and you're the district attorney prosecuting me. But if you're asking out of genuine curiosity, now I'm excited to share whatever answer it is that you're looking for because you're genuinely interested in whatever it is that you're asking me about, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
This guy's calling back. Hello?
Hi, this is Rizwan. I got a call from this number.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you calling me back.
Yeah, of course. I'm so sorry about that. I was at the doctor's office.
Oh, man. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
Yeah, I know. I'm having a kid on the way.
Oh, that's awesome, man. We just had a baby.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Is everything going good with your wife's pregnancy?
Yeah, everything good so far.
All right. Well, we'll add you to the prayer list and hopefully everything goes smoothly and, she comes out everything's good and, mom and baby are good. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Well, yeah, I appreciate you getting back to me. I was reaching out because one of my newer reps on our team, I guess, had reached out, and he's a little bit newer to the business. So I don't know, maybe he started out on the wrong foot about a property that you are listing over on Eureka Court. Yeah. And so he had mentioned to me about the property or whatever, and, just kind of gave me a little bit of the details. So I wanted to touch gloves with you on it and see if this is something that could possibly work for us. Let me see here. So it doesn't look like it's been listed for very long. But I saw you guys just did a price reduction today. Have you guys been getting any offers on it or?
Not as of yet. It's a slow market but at Atwater. You don't have any, it's very slow. It was an Airbnb. Before that, the seller bought it and he wanted to make it an Airbnb and that was slow. So basically he just wants to get it off his hands.
Got it. So he wasn't able to really rent it as an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Not even a regular tenant. It was really very slow market out there.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That sucks. I was kind of hoping that this could possibly be some sort of, investment property for us, but it doesn't sound like it's going to really, make me any money. I mean, is there anything about it that I should be like super excited about?
Honestly, it's in a gated community. It's like a good family home.
Okay, got it.
The only people that live there is people that go to UC Merced, and that's it.
That makes sense.
And it's closer to schools and just nothing else. Just new construction. No one has lived there before.
I'm just curious, so if he doesn't get what he needs to get for the property, what's he going to do? I mean, is he just going to keep it and keep trying to rent it, or is he just going to keep lowering the price? What do you think?
I think this is the price he listed it now. It should go very soon. That's why we're hoping it will go soon, because I got a bunch of calls, so hoping it goes all well.
Oh, awesome. Well, yeah, man, I hope that works out for you. That'll be great, man. And, hopefully you can get that closed in the next 30 days before the baby comes and not have to deal with this one. Well, if that doesn't go over well for him, let's say he doesn't get an offer at this point. I mean, what do you think the next step for him would be?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not, as an agent, I'm not going to discuss with my client. What if it doesn't sell,
Yeah, certainly. Okay. I'm just curious, sometimes people, they already have backup plans, especially with investment properties that they're bailing on. A lot of times they'll have some other strategies that they discuss with their agents. So I'll kind of give you it sounds like, if anything, I don't know if we would be the best buyers for you, but if we were, then we would probably be a good backup in the event that you don't get a good offer. Are you open to just talking a little bit about what that might look like?
Are you with that investment guy? Oh, now I know who you are. You're with the investment guy that will take over the mortgage.
So that's one way that we purchase homes. Yes. So usually what it is people that are in foreclosure or people that don't have any equity in their house and they need to sell. A lot of times, we did a deal in San Diego. That's where I live, actually. I'm in San Diego, where a military family they were moving across country and they only bought the property 10 months ago. And so if they sold it with an agent and they paid commissions, closing costs, everything, they were actually going to have to write a check in order to sell the house because of the fact that they didn't have enough equity in it. And so what we were able to do, we partnered with the agent. We were able to get the agent paid their commission up front, and then we were able to take over their existing mortgage because it was a 2.8% interest rate or something like that. And so we were able to take over making the payments for them. And in that scenario, I think they even had a little bit of arrears because they weren't able to make their payments. So we caught up the arrears, we paid the agent, we paid the closing costs, and then we just took over the mortgage. And now we Airbnb that property out. And so we're able to make some cash flow on that, but we get the benefit of the lower interest rate.
Oh, no, they won't do that. Unless you want to get a loan, he's not going to carry the loan.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't be carrying the loan. The mortgage company would still be carrying the loan. His name would just be on it and we would be making the payments for him.
He wouldn't. He said, I would rather die than accept an offer like that.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, if he doesn't get offers for the property, to just buy it outright, what if nobody comes in at the number that he needs to get? Is he willing to take a loss on the property?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but he won't ever do that.
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with paying him below, lower than what, his mortgage is. If he would rather do that than take that type of offer, that's fine. So maybe the next step is really just seeing what kind of offers you guys get over the next 30 days. And if hopefully you guys just sell it, because it sounds like that's going to be the better way to go for him. But if you can't sell it, if you don't get any buyers at the number he needs, feel free to keep my number and let me know. It doesn't always work, but in some situations we can be a great backup option. And then also, if you ever run across anybody who's in pre-foreclosure, they can't make their payments, it really helps them out, because in that situation, when we're making the monthly payments to the mortgage, it's actually improving their credit score. So it puts them in a better position to buy a home again later. Yeah, so keep me in the loop. It doesn't sound like this one would make sense, at least at right now. I would definitely see what kind of offers you get with traditional buyers. The problem right now is just the interest rates for rental properties. I mean, I'm paying like 9-10% interest for rental financing. So it just kills deals like this all the time. And that's okay. I mean, it just might not work on this one, but hopefully again, I'll keep you guys in my prayers for, the baby, and hopefully everything goes well there. Did you have any questions for me before I let you go?
Oh, no, nothing. Thank you so much.
No worries. God bless. You have a good one. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Man, first, I feel so stupid. You had no troubles at all. And second, sorry, Chris, for wasting your time with this. I thought the seller was interested.
It's all good, man. It's all good. You got to take these swings to figure out what the situation is, but like what was your biggest takeaway from the way I handled that conversation?
It was just a totally different conversation. And, just like you said, by leading with just being nice, I guess, and not being pushy. I mean, you weren't even talking about the house at first. You're talking about his kid on the way, and just building that rapport, breaking down his guard down. Just you're able to just transition into, we're the investors looking to, purchase this as an investment property, just so nicely. And it, like I said, it was a totally different conversation. And I think it was just by you, leading with, I mean, I really thought I was nice at first too. I really got to listen back to my call too as well. Maybe I just sounded too pushy or like salesy.
A lot of time, and I don't know because I didn't listen to the call, but usually what it is for a lot of newer investors is they just come across way too formalized, and they're not human beings, right? Like in that call, the first thing I was a human being relating to him. Like, oh man, you're at the hospital. Oh, hopefully nothing's wrong. Oh no, we're having a baby. Oh, awesome. We just had a baby. Congrats. Now we're connecting. Now we're two dads. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Two dads who went through similar experience, right? Like all the same feelings, emotions, and like freaking anybody that's has a baby on the way, they're excited about it, right? So like now I'm putting him in, I'm putting his mind in a state of excitement because he's excited about his coming daughter, right?
Exactly.
People want to do business with people they like. And so like, just be a human being, man. Like I would go back and listen to your calls and, compare and contrast. And
it was definitely all my fault because that was, like I said, such a totally different conversation. And I can only blame myself for that.
Hey, that's okay, man. But like, it's all about learning, right? So as long as you're willing to acknowledge that, and here, the reality is like, did I get a deal out of it? No, but we got to the decision, right? At the end of the day, the definition of decision means to cut off from all other options, right? So I don't need them to say yes. I just need them to not say maybe, or I don't know. Tell me no. Like, I don't care. There's no skin off my back. Like, as a matter of fact, you're saving me time, energy, and effort because then I can move on to the next one. And that one might say yes. But if there's like, and he's like, oh, he would rather die than take that type of offer. Like, oh, okay. So it sounds so then in my world, death is the worst thing that could possibly happen. And he would rather do that than take this kind of offer. So it sounds like he might be more open to taking a low cash offer.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the case. Right.
Right.
You'd rather take a significant loss than, do a subject to. So yeah, that was another big takeaway. I mean, just from the beginning, right? Like canceling out all of their options. I definitely need to restructure how I go about sending these offers.
Yeah, especially if you're sending them blind, because you're starting out in a state of confusion, right? Like the conversation is like you're sending out blind offers to agents you haven't talked to that like, right? Because you're sending them out before you even get on the phone with them, right? Yeah. So you're sending it out to them, haven't even had a conversation, so they don't even know who you are. And now they're getting this like creative offer that they don't understand, right? Like confusion kills sales 100% of the time. Just know that if you're going to send blind offers, they got to be cash blind offers.
Got it.
Hopefully that was valuable for you and you got...
No, it really was. Thank you so much, Chris.
No worries, man.
Is there any way you think we could partner. I mean, I don't know if you'd be interested in this, or maybe you have people locally that would be interested. I just want to, give back.
Yeah, if you get some traction with anything in Southern California, I mean, whether I'm a buyer or like I have a ton of buyers in Southern California. So like, I'm definitely down to partner with you on it. Like whether if you get a contract and you need something dispoed, we can help you out. If you are like, man, I'm like close, but I need to lock this up and I need help closing it, we can help you with closing it too.
Sounds good.
So I'll shoot you a link to our JV forms, and then just fill those out, and then we can just submit any leads for that.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you so much, man.
No worries, brother. See ya. All right, guys. So hopefully you got value out of that. It's kind of a coaching situation. And then we actually got on a call with an agent, and you could hear the wild difference, right? Like he got cursed out by this agent. Meanwhile, the agent was like almost best friends with me. And then even when he found out that I was with him, who he didn't like, he still didn't give me the third degree. We just kept it cordial and everything was good. Hopefully got value out of that, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.